Okay, so it is another day, and finally stopped raining. Some better weather. I have it cleaned out. I didn't talk about this earlier, but this roll here is sound deadening material. It's just like heavy, sticky stuff. And basically what it does is it stops the metal from vibrating, and so it doesn't have a resonance. And I'm gonna put it on the floor today and on the wheel wells, and then I'm gonna get to putting down the floor. And here I go with that process. And done. Ta-da! This one and this one. Now I'm gonna do the floor, and what I'm mainly looking for is like put one here for sure, here, maybe even longer strips. Anywhere that just kind of has like a resonant. It's not that bad. Still put one there. These ridges in the floor are actually designed to stop your floor from rattling. So there's a lot of them, so I don't need much. And it's heavy, so I don't want to put too much, because if I put too much, it's gonna weigh down my van. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the floor next, and then I'll put it in. The floor. I'll put the floor in. Alright, so I'm gonna put this back on with the insulation that's in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of insulation with the spray foam here, but this is pretty good. And it's gonna be just lower profile and nicer than like a box I would put around that. So I'm just gonna go with this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of this glue, put it around the perimeter, so that when I put it down, it'll have, you know, glue itself down. And then I'm going to use some of these sheet metal screws here to screw it into the wall here. I've already checked, there's nothing behind it, and I'm only going to screw it in where it goes into just the open wall space here. I'm not going to screw into the floor, because then that would make holes in the floor to the outside of the van. Yep, so that's what I'm about to do. And the second one's done. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to use acetone and some napkins to wipe all this down, because it's dirty and it needs to be real nice and clean so the glue will stick. And yeah, I'm going to do that, get this whole surface clean. This here, I think you can see that. This here is going to go down, boom, into here. And in 2 seconds, that'll be the case. Frickin' child-proof things. It is very tight, which confused me and made me go the wrong way. Alright. Alright, so I have the glue down, and I put glue on the walls as well. So I'm going to put this in, and then I'm going to put screws into the wall, since that will just be in the dead cavity space. I want to try to screw the whole thing down without putting any screws through the floor that would compromise the van's watertight seal. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay. Ouch, I got a sliver. Yeah. And just to make sure I got every... Yes. Okay. Alright, so I got something in my throat, but I also got these screws that I can't open. Alright, so these are 2.5 inches, which will be able to go through this and then into the floor. But not the floor. I'm going to do the walls. So this is resting on the bumps that I'm going to call them. The technical name for this is a bump, and the wood is resting on that, but there's no bump on the edge. It's bumpless, and when you're dealing with a bumpless edge, you need to support it. So I'm using these shims to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these shims with glue and then like push them together until they support this firmly, and I'm just gonna hope the glue is strong enough for the main front edge here, but then here I can actually put screws in because they'll just pop out here and not outside of the band. I'm gonna do that for that, and then right here as well put screws into this flange, and that will screw down this side of the floor, and yeah, that's gonna be that. Okay, so here's how this works. These are going to go in here, and there we go. Yeah, they'll go like that. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to put some goop on it like that, and put this one like that. Oh yeah, okay. And then the front side, and the other side. Alright, now this is going to go in here, and it's going to make a mess. But that's okay. Okie dokie. What I'm going to do with this is use these 2 screwdrivers to push them together, so that way they, as you push them together, they get thicker. So I'm going to push them together until it's snug, and I'm going to screw it down. There we go, that's reverse all the way to the metal, and now I'm going to go forward. There we go. Okay, so the floor is in. It's kind of a mess in here, so I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to start putting that insulation in here. And I got to keep all the doors closed because it is raining outside, so it's going to be cozy. Alright, so now the next step is to fill each one of these squares with insulation, and the first thing we need to do that is a knife. A very, very sharp knife. Be very, very careful if you do this at home. What? That is crazy sharp. Alright, but it's not a sawing knife, so it's still a little difficult. But very, very sharp for just being a flat knife. That might not be the easiest way to do it, but it's gonna not be dusty, and that's what I want. Now, for putting this in, nice and snug. Awesome. Now I'm just gonna do that 100 more times and it'll be done. It's done. Ta-da-da. So now what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take this tape here, which is metal tape. I'm gonna tape over each joint so then it's moisture. It'll be like a moisture barrier. Look at this beautiful floor! I've been working on this for a while, but it's done and it looks beautiful. So now, the next step here is to be careful and not break it. I'm gonna cut out templates for the plywood, and then tomorrow, hopefully it won't be snowing, and I'll be able to cut that plywood, put it down, screw it down, glue it down, and I'm done. And then this video will be over. Yes. Oh yeah. All right, this is Jerry.
Hey.
He's here to help me. We just got the template ready, and we're gonna trace it and cut it all out and put it in. So see how that goes. We did it like some professionals do.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. So, as you can see, the floor is in, but it's not in. It's just sitting here. I put lines on it so I can see what's underneath, so then I can know where I need to screw into. I'm going to use this liquid nail. Wow. And going to go along each line, and that should glue it down real solid. Hopefully. The goal is to have no squeaks. I don't know if I'll get there or not, but the other thing I'm gonna do to try to help me with that is use some of the spray foam, because there's some of the spots where the foam's kind of sunk down. I like stepped on it and there's a gap between the wood and the foam, so I'm gonna like do a circle and then I'll expand and fill the space. Should be solid. All right, ta-da! That is a completed floor, my friends. It is totally awesome, incredible, amazing. It's all kinds of adjectives I could give to that, but the main, more important thing is, it's done. If you liked that and that was helpful to you, please subscribe, because I'm going to be working on this whole van and turning it into the most amazing little tiny home you've ever seen. So if that's interesting to you, you want to do the same, subscribe, ring the bell, and wait for the next video. It's gonna be coming. All right, see ya.